Welcome to the episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are going to be recapping the season finale and reunion of Married at First Sight season 19. As always, I'm joined by my podcast partner, Ashley. How are you today?
I'm doing great. What a crazy season. Crazy in a good way, but wow.
Yeah, this was a pretty phenomenal final two episodes, if you ask me. I feel like we really got to the weeds. The decision days were actually pretty crazy, and I can't wait to kind of dive into those with you. And then, of course, go into the reunion itself because the reunion was a doozy in itself as well. But obviously, Josh, Jalen, this was not really shocking. That even with the hiccups, um, she kind of had it made up in her head. She didn't want him to say yes if he won't change his mind type of thing, which is kind of funny to think in hindsight 2020 when you watch the reunion. But any shock by you that Josh and Jalen decided to stay married?
No, not at all. I felt like they were gonna stay together. Beginning, I was like, oh my God, I just hope they stay together. So that didn't surprise me at all. What about you?
Yeah, no, not at all. I was kind of expecting it. I expected it. And to be honest with you, I expected a lot more, but we'll dive into that a little bit later. But because I know you have some strong feelings there as well. Um, All right, as of Pat and Rhonda, one of the things that was noticing right out the gate was Pat realized that Rhonda had realized Pat had made up his decision based on the way that he was sitting there. How crazy was that?
You know, Rhonda picked up on that right away, but so did I. When he came in, I was like, oh, this is a different Pat I'm seeing right now. I knew he was gonna say no.
I loved what he said. You know what I mean? He says, I have a history at standing at places like this and not considering myself. He's like, I won't feel seen, I won't feel heard, and I have to go with my heart. And after some back and forth, Pat became a little wishy-washy, right?
Yeah, he did. He was like unsure. It was kind of like Rhonda was changing his mind. Like she knew how to change his mind, if that made any sense.
Which for sure, I did not believe Rhonda would be a yes, and I couldn't believe that she helped convince him to be a yes.
I didn't think she was going to say yes at all. I thought he was going to say yes and she was going to say no, just from, her actions throughout the season.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy to me. Obviously, them both saying yes, followed by Meg and Derek. Meg showed up for serving. I just want to say she served at this and the reunion, and we'll talk about the reunion looks in a minute. But um, the experts didn't know she was pregnant. I thought that was pretty wild, right?
Yeah, they were all shocked and I was like, how did I guess they kept that a secret from they kept it a secret from everybody at the end of the day, but yeah, they seemed very excited, obviously, and being asked to, be at the baby shower and stuff. So it was a cute moment.
Again, not surprised they both said yes.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised either. I think we said that, but yeah.
Chad, Belinda. Um, this was the first time that we saw Chad kind of be vulnerable in any of these moments. And um, he said, Nothing makes me want to walk away. Everything makes me want to stay. He got on one knee, which I thought was really weird, but and said, Will you stay married to me? They both said yes. Were you shocked?
No, I was not shocked that Chad wanted to still stay with Belinda, but I was shocked that Belinda wanted to stay with him still. I just
Yeah, I
felt
agree.
like, yeah, I just felt it just was just comfortable and was like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird because I thought for sure she should have ran, and I mean, obviously she does. But um, let's see here. Will and Brittany. For the life of me, cannot understand this situation.
I didn't understand it either, but like Brittany's body language walking up there, I knew like she didn't want to be there, or she just felt like things weren't going to go the way that she would have wanted them to. And Will is so hard to read. Like I can't deal.
Yeah, yeah. I couldn't believe. it either. And for the first time in Married at First Sight history, everyone said yes to staying married, which is pretty crazy. 19 seasons it took for them to do it. Um, yeah, I just was kind of shocked by that. What about you?
Yeah, I was shocked that everyone said yes because obviously when we did our predictions, we didn't have that reaction. And also on top of that, um, I believe this was the first pregnancy as well,
It
correct?
was. Yep,
Okay.
sure was.
Okay.
Yeah, we had lots of first this seasons. And then of course we shift to the reunion where it was pretty crazy because when we start off with Josh and Jalen, we find out that Josh and Jalen went to Burning Man. She was like going all into his experience and life experiences and going to do those things, wasn't she?
Yeah, like even though this is not her thing, she did that to make him happy. Like she put on the outfits. She was out from like the video. She was out there building, I guess, where they live for the time that they're there, like their little tent or whatever, getting dirty out there, dancing and everything else. Like she really went all in for Josh.
And
And
she looked damn good while she did it too.
sure did. But he let me down. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was cursing at my TV.
So 3 months ago, they split up. She said it was out of nowhere that they were on a vacation, and he said, I don't feel connected to you. I want to break up. And then later at a concert, a girl came up to them, and apparently, like they were still trying to work on things a little bit. So she was on edge. So she came up to them or whatever, and she looked at him and said, Did you fuck her? And then this led to pack your things when you get home.
Okay. So I have a question.
Uh-oh.
As a man, do you think that he was cheating on her the entire time? Because like how do you just come out of nowhere and you're just like pack your stuff, you gotta go or I'm done.
So this is my thing. I immediately thought that there was cheating involved, that he was cheating on her. Like I don't
Okay.
know
So
what
I
it
have a
was,
question.
but I felt that in my bones.
To be honest, I thought she was gonna say that she caught him with his ex.
Oh, so I thought that was going to be the ex that ran into them at the concert.
Yeah, but
Um,
he ended up being like a straight asshole and just like his response to everything.
yeah, I was pretty um I was pretty shocked by him showing basically his true color. I thought when I literally wrote down Will spoke up, Will shut up.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, he pissed me off though. He did. He pissed me off. I don't know. I will say this. Everybody
When
on
he's
that
a
side of the
gaslighter.
couch, everybody on that side of the couch pissed me off except for
Right.
Pat.
Me too. Me too. I could go
So,
down the line. I'm like manipulator, liar, gaslighter, like every one of them except for Pat.
Belinda and Chad, they're not married. Intimacy level changed. I made a wild conclusion last week, and I feel like I hit the nail on the head. Chad was never attracted to Belinda. I firmly
What?
believe that.
Really?
I believe Chad was never fully attracted to Belinda, and I don't think that maybe that was his cup of tea, and I feel like maybe he was just trying just to try it. And then we saw Chad's true colors come out towards the end of this show with the whole dogs, and then of course now with the whole dog situation, his drinking became an issue. This random cat. Um,
We never saw all season.
And then he goes, and then his statement, I'm the alpha at my house was such a fucking
Gross.
Chad comment, but also like gross, dude. Like, And then he got mad about the fucking cameras again.
And
And
then he lied. And then he lied about the conversation that he had with Josh because Josh said he never had that conversation about him and Jalen's relationship.
mhm, yeah, that was a whole lie. We found it. Yeah, exactly. And then he got mad. And then he got mad at the host and said, if you want me to tell my side of the story, shut up. And I was like, golly.
Yeah. When I saw the coming attraction for the reunion, I thought he was telling Belinda to shut up, and I was ready to go off.
Yeah, me too. Um, yeah, Belinda is starting to date again, which is good for her. Um, but Chad just looked like he didn't want to be there. He had to force himself to be there, which is not entirely shocking at all, for being honest.
No, this is just not his thing, and he should just go back to watching I don't know what, but reality
Duck
TV is just
Dynasty,
thank you, whatever it is. Reality TV
MASH.
isn't Ma that was the show I couldn't think of the other day, MASH, that comes on at like 3, 4 o'clock in the if MASH is on TV, it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, moving on to another guy that pissed me off again, which was Will and Brittany. They haven't spoken a year and a half. After decision day, a week later, he broke things up. He says, I don't want to do this with you anymore. And Brittany continued to try and try and try. And then they showed this pool party scene, and that shit was awkward. That was the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But
You know
Will's a
what it
fucking
was?
asshole.
He's an asshole, and it felt like he had like no sympathy. Like he just didn't care. He didn't care about how Brittany felt.
At
It was
all.
very, very, very awkward.
At
But
all.
did you
Like he
did you notice the faces he was making?
all the entire show, I felt like he did it the entire time.
Yeah, like I didn't understand why. I thought he was making those faces because he was like thinking that they're wrong and he's, in a good position. But no.
Yeah, I just don't think that I don't know. I didn't like how he acted at the reunion. I didn't like how he acted towards Brittany through the entirety of the season. And he played her. He should have just walked away and not said yes.
He should, yeah, definitely. He should have walked away and not said yes and wasted her time. I definitely felt for Brittany, but the girl looked amazing, and I hope he saw what he will never have again.
Exactly. Pat and Rhonda, nope, they're no longer together either. They were 9 months. They went on a trip. Well, after 9 months, he went on a trip for Europe for a month. He came back, said everything was good, and then he was listening to a meditation on anger. And apparently, he was listening to this meditation on anger because they hadn't had sex in 10 days. He said his physical needs weren't met. Um, she said his insecurity was a turnoff. By the way, fuck that, Rhonda. She was like the way he hunched his shoulder and was whining at decision day was such a turnoff. Then why did you say yes? Rhonda pissed me off.
Yeah, Rhonda, um, first of all, I was surprised that she wasn't having sex with him. She seemed very like horny when they were
Yes.
just starting out. So for her to say that, I was kind of shocked. Um, but yeah, Rhonda, I honestly, I don't think Rhonda is supposed to be married or
I don't
like
think
in a
there's
relationship. I don't think she's supposed to be in a relationship.
no, she kind of pissed me off with how she talked to Pat here, but it was kind of how she talked to Pat the entire season, so that wasn't really shocking at all, for being honest.
No, for sure. None of that shocked me. She was speaking to him like he was a child the entire season.
Yeah, and he felt that. And then I felt like how she acted towards at decision day, like it was the first time you saw this empathy towards him and how she's like, you know what, open yourself up, be yourself, take this risk. And then he does, and then all of these things. And Pat might be old, but he's still got the engine roaring and he wants to continue roaring. So let the man fly, you know what I mean? So maybe he needs to slide into Belinda's
Aw,
DMs, you know what I mean?
honestly, maybe Chad should have been with Rhonda
Right.
and
Exactly.
Pat should have been with
Oh
Belinda.
no, no. The first time Rhonda told Pat or to, Rhonda told Chad to something to do something, he would have
Oh
fucking
no.
dropped a couple of F-bombs and no, ain't no way. He's a man. He's the man of the house. Rhonda is the man and the woman of her houses.
That is
So I
so
mean,
true. Rod, yeah, you're right. Forget it. Forget I even said that.
yeah. Obviously, to get onto the little bit of emotional thing, explained one way, we were like, man, like Meg looks incredible for having um, had a baby, but of course, we find out that Meg did have a miscarriage, um, which is heartbreaking. Like that is unimaginable experience because like it felt like, but having the conversation though, like have it like, and looking ahead for anybody listening here, we were going to talk about it at the end of the episode, but we had a conversation with Brittany and with Megan, and when we talked to them, there was a lot of love there. You know what I mean? There was a lot of love for Meg and Derek, and like she was genuinely heartbroken.
Yeah, she definitely was genuinely heartbroken. And I felt bad. I really felt bad.
Hmm.
Feel like
Yeah.
we saw, I don't know, I just didn't expect Derek to end things with her.
Yeah, I didn't either. Apparently she had the miscarriage. They went through a lot of stuff. He just came home one day and told her he didn't love her anymore, broke up with her and moved out.
Again,
And
weird.
yeah, and he's been dating someone for 7 months since.
Yeah, and
So,
you know what kind of pissed me off? The fact that he mentioned that the new girlfriend wants to have kids.
dude, that made me so angry, and he said that on purpose, and I just wanted to fucking punch my TV.
Yeah, like why? Why are you bringing that up?
But yeah, so overall thoughts on the season, I really enjoyed the season. And the thing about it is the success of the season is not based on, yeah, sure, you want the marriages to last. They did work out, right? Everybody said yes. And then ultimately they go from there and they go into the real world where challenges are happening, the cameras are gone, et cetera, and things just didn't work out. This to me was, this might have been the best season of reality TV for a love show that I've seen in a couple of years
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, and then they give us a snippet of next season.
already. They already locked and loaded for another season.
They got us. I know we will definitely be watching.
Yeah, especially when they drop it the way that they have. Like that little teaser was, I was like, oh, we back. And then apparently
Yeah.
some sort of celebrity or maybe another reality person from the
Rea
past is on there too.
I'm here for it. Listen, Peacock is taking over. I
They
love
are
it.
taking over. Well, they're taking over. They'll be taking us over in January whenever the traders comes around.
Oh, you already know.
But yeah, so we kind of teased it there a little bit. We did sit down and have a conversation with Brittany and Megan. I thought it was a great conversation. I think it led to some productive insight on their time on the show. I thought it was pretty great. What about you?
I honestly I loved having them. Brittany, she's very outgoing and I freaking love that. The way she was just like, you can tell they're very, how you see them on the show, they're like that in the podcast. So definitely tune in to check out what they had to say.
Yeah, it was. I was exactly like how Brittany would answer the questions was very Brittany like, and how you saw on her show. And then Meg's were very Meg like, but Meg was very descriptive, very sweet, very kind. But it was just kind of like it was funny to kind of get that balance between the two. But
Yeah.
yeah, so look forward to checking that out on Wednesday. We'll be dropping that. This podcast is out now. And then that will drop on Wednesday, right before the holidays, to kind of get you jump started into Thanksgiving while you're driving, flying, whatever it is. Make sure to tune into the podcast. Make sure to do us a favor, head on over if you're on iTunes or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way in supporting the show. If you want into the Discord, reach out to us on Twitter at Love in Reality Pod. And thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll be back soon.